So I have another video regarding the suspension setup for the K-Swap and my struggles with it. So the people that are watching, if you have questions with suspension or any form of suspension setup, you won't have any issues like what I did, or like what I went through. I haven't noticed a lot of channels covering it, so I'm gonna cover it for you guys. So when you're doing an EK, like what I'm doing, this is a 96 Civic, it's an EK platform. And if you're running the EG subframe, like what I'm doing, run a manual rack. That's first and foremost. Next, this bracket right here, keep this bracket. If you find a subframe with that manual bracket, keep it. Every place I have ordered a bracket off of has not fit at all. Amazon, don't buy anything off Amazon. Don't buy the steering from Amazon. It won't fit. Don't buy. Not the steering rack itself. I got the steering rack from Amazon. The steering rack's fine. But like the steering knuckle part, here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So going in here, that knuckle right there, I'm pointing at, that, do not buy that from Amazon because it will not work. So next thing about it, lower control arms. You're gonna need front lower control arms from an EG. Get those now while you can. All right, so when you get the front lower control arms, you're gonna look at the EK ones. These are the EK rubber ones, and be like, oh, I can use these. No, you can't. You cannot use these. These do not work for an EG subframe. The EK ones do not work for an EG. So when I was working on it, I noticed this. This is my first time ever doing anything like this, so when I noticed it, like I noticed it as soon as when I was like putting on my new lower control arms. So next thing, going around over here, these Trueheart bushings. Buy bushings for it. Get EG ones, and they will fit, and they will fit fine. So if you get them for both sides, they will both fit. So, yes, I've had a lot of fitment issues with this car because of stuff I bought online. And also, when you get it, I would recommend getting an EG bolt kit too, so you can tell like some of those bolts are pretty fresh, like that one and that one. That one hasn't been screwed in all the way yet. I haven't gotten to it, so, but like all these bolts are fresh. So I would highly recommend an EG bolt kit. Your forks and everything from the EK will work, like your suspension stuff will work. Like I haven't changed off my forks or anything from my coilovers. So yeah, but other than that, that's really all I can think of when it comes to some mistakes I've made, or like I never really noticed until I started working on it. So the lesson really is, what I'm saying is, don't buy parts off Amazon, like the steering rack, because it won't work because it's a power steering rack. And if you're using a manual rack, the manual rack is completely different than power steering. And then don't use EG bushings, lower control arm bushings. Don't use EK lower control arms bushings. Use EG lower control arm bushings. And yeah, so that's the video for today. Just want to explain some of the things that I wish I would have known beforehand when it came to at least suspension setup that I noticed no one else really covered. So